You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okelo. I am so excited to be here with you for another amazing session of the Daily African Proverbs. We are live and direct on Clubhouse, and also we are live and direct on YouTube. And today, being Wednesday, I am here with none other than Chioma Shiri, who is an incredible writer, creator, and poet. And he's also our special guest every Wednesday. So thank you again, Chioma. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little tired today, but I'm good.
Yeah, you don't look tired at all. You look like you just came from a 3-mile run. So
Oh, really? Okay. All right,
yeah, so only us who had that will know. Everybody else will not know. Anyhow, thank you again, and welcome Simply E, welcome Nicole. I love being here for the Daily African Proverbs. And before we get started, I just want to adjust my audio quality here on Clubhouse, and then I want to pin the link to the YouTube live stream to the top of the room. And while I do that, let's just check in with you, Simply E. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be in this space. I know there was a little bit of a break, and I was like, what am I gonna do today when we were breaking? And so I'm so happy that you're back. You just don't know, Simon. People miss you when you're gone, and Chioma as well. But the space just brings a lot of light into the week. So I'm happy to be back in this space with the nice vibes in here.
Thank you so much. You sound so good, by the way. I wonder what kind of mic or setup you use, but you just sound great.
Thank you. I think today it's I'm just in the iPad instead of the iPhone. So that could make a difference because I use this very rarely. Maybe it's just the freshness of it.
Wonderful. I'm just so happy that you're here. I want to welcome Nicole and Stella on the stage. Join us. It's warmer on the stage, and the sound is better on the stage on Clubhouse. And if you are joining us on YouTube, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Today we are actually taking a journey to Nigeria, and the proverb we are discussing from Nigeria is amazing. It says, a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. I'll repeat it one more time. A bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. And there are a couple of things about this proverb that I want you to note in terms of the lessons that I'm hoping we can take away by the end of our conversation today. Number one, acknowledge your feelings and give yourself time to grieve. Number two, analyze what went wrong and learn from your mistakes. And number three, get up and start again with a new attitude. So those are just 3 thoughts that I want you to think about when it comes to this proverb. I want you to consider them, but I also want to learn from you. So brother and ALK, join us on the stage with my special guest today, Chioma Shiri. We are going to actually have a really amazing time together. We are going to talk about this proverb in depth from Chioma's perspective. We are also going to listen to a poem that Chioma created because of this proverb. And then we are going to talk about a story from Chioma's childhood that this proverb reminds her about. And then right after that, we are going to, dive into the giveaway of Rooted in Love. Rooted in Love is my first book. It's an amazing coffee table book with amazing pictures and an essay and stories from here in the African diaspora to back in the continent. So remember to ping in 5 people to join us for this conversation, and also remember to invite your friends that you think might win a book. We are going to give away 2 copies of Rooted in Love today, and we only do that on Wednesdays. So thank you again. I want to come to you, Simply E, just for a second before I come to you, Chioma. I know that, every Wednesday you support us with just, building the growth of this room and just bringing in people into the room. But I also just want you to share, anything that you want to share before we begin. And also, if you want to speak about Rooted in Love, I'm going to give you a chance later on during the giveaway, so that, because you physically have the book, Chioma has the book physically, and I have the book physically. So we are the only 3 people who have physically touched the book, and we can speak about it in that moment. But here you are, Simply E. Just go ahead.
So the what I was saying about being in this space is definitely genuine. If you're enjoying this space, you want to ping a few friends that have the same, that love the same type of vibes. You want to ping them in because, who wants to be somewhere that they love and they don't bring the people that they're cool with. So if you thought about someone who loves the space, ping them in. If you're on YouTube, invite your friends that love YouTube. If you want to do the crossover, I think that's pretty cool. Seeing it from a different angle. I like to challenge myself and go and look at other things. I think that's cool because the first time I saw this from the space from YouTube, I thought, wow, this is really nice. So going back and forth, if you're on YouTube and you want to see from Clubhouse, come on over here and see what it's like as well. But I just wanted to kind of shout out the space first. Um, Simon, did you ask me to talk about the proverb or no? I was
I
trying
just
to
wanted you to
hey,
say exactly what you said, and then we are going to
gotcha.
go to Chioma. You're going to, you're going to basically co-host today's conversation as well, and continue doing what you do already, and just helping us with resetting the room and inviting people into this conversation. For now, though, we want to go to. Um,
destroy economies of other countries.
okay, that's
What is
Steve.
happening in the land is that
Steve is coming here with news from Kenya. Welcome, Steve. I'm just so happy that you're here. Steve and I work for One Vibe Africa, and he's joining us from Kisumu. Now, Chioma, again, thank you. I know that you've been traveling, and you're a little wiped out, and my work is to continue making you understand that you look great whether you're tired or not. But talk to us about this proverb. The proverb says, a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. And thank you, Stella, for picking this proverb. Stella is the one who picks all the proverbs we
Oh,
discuss these days, maybe for the last 3 weeks. And also, she's the one who picks the key lessons that I should share with you all here. So this is it's a lady's business these days.
as it should be. Haha. Anyway, thank you, Stella, for picking this proverb. It's really beautiful. And just shout out to everybody in the space, those on stage, those in the audience, those on YouTube. I see you, Rayvon. I see you, M. Jewel. Yeah, just thank everyone for just being here and tuning in. Um, so this proverb for me was really interesting. I think the first time I saw it, when I read it, I was like, okay, so you're not as high as you think you are. That was sort of like my first thought. So I was like, do you need to go higher? Maybe you need to humble yourself. So I kind of went back to the proverb to just think of it some more, and I was kind of like stuck a bit. And then I went to do a little bit of research. And I looked up ant hills, and I also looked up birds on ant hills. And so anthills are basically built by like a collective of ants. And it's actually kind of like impressive to look at a picture, because if you think of ants, they're so small. But an anthill is basically built by like this collective of ants, and it's still on the ground. It's just like higher up. And if you look up anthills and birds, it's actually really interesting. So birds are said to they perch on anthills for like something called anting. And I was like, what in the world is this? And so it's kind of like a grooming thing. So basically, like the ants crawl on them. And I think the ants either like emit something that like prevents or gets rid of like lice and other things, like harmful things on the bird. Yeah, people are still kind of like, debating like what anting really is and what it really does from what I was like researching. But that's one of the things that came up that was like really interesting. And so, when I thought about all these things, I was just kind of like, all right. I was like, the bird, it flies, but it lands on this anthill, right? And so this anthill, this hill that's built by a bunch of ants, right? Because it kind of needs it, right? And it made me think of oftentimes like how we may like become successful, or we may go to this place to do that, but oftentimes we always have to like return back to like who we are, because like one, we need it, and we rely on it, and it's like all these things that like have actually built us up to kind of like be who we are. And if you think of like this anthill, like this bird on an anthill, like it really is still on the ground. It's just higher up, so it seems like it's not on the ground from perspective, but it very much is still on the ground. So yeah, I think for me this proverb just reminded me of the importance of being humble, the importance of remembering your roots, and also just remembering the collective that supports you, and the collective that you oftentimes, need to come back to for either like refreshment or reminders or for support. So yeah, I really like this proverb a lot. And I'm finished, Simon.
I love it. I love it. I love the research you did. And as you are describing the research that you did, it reminded me of actually growing up in an environment where there were anthills. There were quite a few anthills. And sometime we would actually go to the anthills to take some of the soil from there. The soil from the anthill is really good it's like cement. So it's good for doing finishing work when you're building a house, a mud thatched house. It's really good for doing finishing work. It almost functions like cow dung, It's good for decorating the outside wall of a house made out of mud. But I think it has much more benefits than that. We used to play a lot on anthills, and I'm curious to hear what Steve has to say about that. Now, continuing on, and before we continue on with our questions for today, I just want to welcome, Bethlehem and Brother and Chelsea, of course, Steve and Stella and Simply E, Aris, Samuel and Ejlal and Noga. Thank you for being here. We are having the Daily African Proverbs, as usual, Monday to Friday. And my special guest every Wednesday is the incredible poet Chioma Sheri. And we've just tackled the first question. We want to continue on with the second question that relates to childhood stories, which I just brought up by talking about playing on anthills. And, I remember playing on anthills. We actually used to torment ants. We used to try and get them to sting us. As boys, we were just so crazy. But when it did, I feel like my kids here in Seattle, they don't interact aggressively with harmful insects the way we used to. We would see an anthill and actually go looking for the ant and digging it out and actually interacting closely with it. But I don't see that close of an interaction here. Here a lot of the time I see people, when somebody sees a spider up in the ceiling, oh, that room is a no-go zone. Everybody is like, daddy, 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 spider, spider, spider. So I wish we had an anthill nearby so that we could go digging like we used to as as a little boy. But I want to hear from you. What is your childhood story in relation to this proverb? Does it bring anything up for you?
I feel like it brings a variety of things, but in terms of like childhood, just like one really simple thing I think of, it's just being back in school, and when like a student either got like the newest outfit or got the newest gadget, like them always just like showing off. I mean, reasonably so, because you're excited, but like some people kind of like taking it to their head and thinking they're oh so bad and yeah. When it's like, but we go to the same school. You know what I mean? It's like we go to the same school, like we live on the same block, and it's like, you're no different from like anybody else. Yes, you got this cool gadget now, you got this cool outfit. But yeah, it just made me think of that. And like I actually recently watched a movie. I believe it's King Richard, hopefully I'm right. And it's the one with about Serena, Venus and Serena. And
I
how
love
they're
that movie.
it's so good. I watched it for the first time a couple days ago. And there's a part where the kids are just kind of like in the car and they're talking about, oh, how their sister's so good at this and she did that, she beat them, and yeah, all this other stuff. And so Venus and Serena's dad gets really upset about it. And he's like, cut that out. Like, you can't be like constantly doing this. And they don't really think anything of it, but he's very serious about like, no, you win the game, you win the game. We're not gonna like get so full in like our heads and think we're better than anybody. Like we're gonna stay humble. And like I just remember the time like that scene where he sat them down to watch, I believe it was like Cinderella, and it's like, what did you learn from this? And yeah, it just makes me think of that, like just the importance of remembering who you are, remembering where you came from, and just being mindful, and being humble. So that's the things I think of.
Man, that movie is it's a masterpiece. And the dad in that movie is a master negotiator. Did you see how he was negotiating? He's a master.
I said, wow, he's not scared. He was just like, he said what he said, and that was it. I said, okay.
Anyway, thank you. Now, Chioma is going to share with us a poem that she created after I sent her this proverb. But before that, I want you all to know that there's a giveaway. We are giving away 2 books, 2 copies of Rooted in Love. And Chioma is going to share with you the first question that will enable you to get a signed copy of the book. I'll sign it myself and ship it to you. This is the first book that I worked on, and it took me 6 years. It wasn't easy, it wasn't cheap, and I didn't do it on my own. There were many people that helped me make this possible. So Chioma, I'll pass you the mic so that you lead us in this section.
Okay, all right. So those of you who were here last Wednesday, kind of remember how we did it. So in order to win this contest, you either have to type your answer directly to Simon. So this can be through Clubhouse DM, IG DM, or it can be right here on YouTube, your answer. So that's how it's going to work for this giveaway, as well as the second one later on today.
Hey Chioma, because there are people who already won the book here, should we say they are not qualified, or can somebody win another book?
I think we should say that for today.
We should say
I
that,
think it would
right?
be nice to just to give others the space.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I will share the question for today. very, very, I think it's pretty simple, but we'll see. All right. So this proverb today is said to be from Nigeria. The question is, what tribe is this proverb popular in? So, like, what tribe is this proverb said to come from? And yeah, go ahead, type that to Simon, and we'll see who gets it.
Yeah, and don't Google too much. You can guess too. So the question is, which tribe in Nigeria, which ethnic group in Nigeria did this proverb come from? Did it originate from? Send me a direct message on my Instagram, preferably, or on my Clubhouse back channel, or in the YouTube chat right now, and we will get back to you and give you the book. That's the first question. So I'll check my Instagram inbox real quick.
Okay. Did you get a message, Simon?
Not yet. I'm looking though. I'm looking right now. Thank you, Simply E, for sharing this. Just posting this on IG. Thank you all, for just pushing this over there. But I'm looking for the answers. And I'm looking for the person who is going to.
Okay, if they don't give it right now, you got some time. You have some time. So this proverb right here, this Nigerian proverb, which ethnic group or tribe is this proverb said to like originate from and be very popular in?
Okay, so Mala guessed. You see what Mala said in the chat, Chum?
I do.
Yeah. What do you think?
Not
Did she get close? Right? Is it close?
Not quite. But we're still gonna give it some time. We're gonna give it some time. And Simon, let me know if you wanna announce the winner now or a little later on. But I just
we will. We have one more question and one more opportunity. One more opportunity for another book to be won. So think about the answer. What tribe does this proverb come from in Nigeria? And then we will. Fred is also not qualified for this competition. So don't type anything, and you can DM me, but I'll just chat with you as a friend. Now, Chioma, share with us the poem that you created as a result of this proverb, and then we will be able to just look in the DM and see what what everyone says.
Yes. Also, before I start, I just want to give out a shout out to my friend Holden in the room. Oh my gosh, it's nice to see you here. Thank you. Okay, so this proverb, the poem that came from this proverb. So the proverb again is, a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. You got a little bit of money and forgot your home. Got a little bit of bling and forgot your own. Now we look so low because you fly so high. Don't you remember who fixed your wings and taught you how to fly? And when the wind has had its way with you, flapping begins to hurt. When you're tired by the journeying, is it not this anthill you perch? We see you up there with your beak to the sky. You think you're far from us, but your perspective is a lie. You say you don't need us, yet it's our work in which you rely. You think you're oh so different, but you're still a passerine. All that shakara you're doing, see how crazy you look and sound. A bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. Thank you.
I love it. Simply E, I'll let you respond to this one.
Yeah, I thank you for that. That was you took a totally different perspective than I would have thought of this time. Usually both of us are in sync. Or I might get a little bit of a surprise, and you'll have a little bit of a different opinion than I do. But this you caught me completely off guard. I loved it. I love the surprise.
Then.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And so I could see the imagery as you were giving us that poem, and I think it was a great perspective. Yeah, you schooled us this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I loved how you threw in Fela Kuti into this. Uh, speak to that
Which
for a
one?
second. The
Which
shakara
one,
you mentioned. Yeah.
Shakira? Yeah, I was like, it fits so well here. It fits so well here, you know? And basically Shakara just is a what do you call it? How would you say it? It's a why can't I think of the word? It's basically like a it's not a from a particular like tribe. It's kind of just like a what do you just call like the everyday lingo that you make up? So basically, it's just kind of a word that describes like this idea of like posing or kind of like acting like you're better than somebody or just doing all this extra stuff when you're just like, you're just regular like everybody else. So like, why are you doing all this shakara? Like, why are you posing and stuff? So
Nice, 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 nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I just want to let all our audience members know that we are giving away 2 copies of Rooted in Love. I do see that Aris is probably the legitimate winner of this one. She sent me a message on my Clubhouse DM with the right answer. I feel that it's not okay to give it to anybody on YouTube because Fred already shared the right answer there. So I know, Mala, you're going to get your copy very soon. Don't
yeah, I feel
worry.
like Marla still deserves a copy,
Yeah, Mala, you're going to get your copy very soon. There's no shortcut about that. So Chioma, think about the next question, and once we hear from all our audience members, please share the last question. It will be before we wrap up our session today. And also, if you don't mind doing the poem again, I would just really, really appreciate it. So for now, excellent. For now, let's hear from you, Simply E, about this proverb. Before we do that, though, I just want to invite everybody who is on Clubhouse to join us on stage in 2 minutes. I'm going to turn off hand raising. In 2 minutes, and this is a good time for you to come and lend us your voice. Let us know what your perspectives are about today's conversation. Number 2, we are live streaming on YouTube, and I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's an amazing platform where we extend this beautiful, conversation around African proverbs and wisdom and words and ideas from our ancestors. We are continuing to document and preserve these conversations with the hopes that our children will one day also interact with these proverbs and gain from our ideas and knowledge. But there are 3 things that I want you to take away from our conversation today based on this proverb. The proverb says, a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. The first lesson I'm hoping you can take away from this is acknowledge your feelings and give yourself time to grieve. Number 1. Number 2, analyze what went wrong and learn from your mistakes. And finally, get back up and start again with a new attitude. So those are things I'm hoping you can take away, after our conversation today. Now, Simply E, I want to pass you the microphone. Feel free to share your thoughts about the proverb, share with our audience members how they can support, and also share with us where you're joining us from today. Thank you.
The second statement that you made about analyzing what's wrong, I think that's a great place to start for my interpretation today. Um, a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. And I took from that, if you revisit something, there better be a good reason for it. So there better be a good reason for it starting, and there better be a good reason ending as well. We can sometimes end up in the same place that we began But if we have a different view of it, or if we come to the same place, but we've got a different, um, this time we've got a different narrative, or we want to finish up differently than we did before, then it's a good mission. But if you're starting at the same place and you end up in the same place and you're steadily making that place your home and there's no elevation in that space, what are we doing? So yeah, I like this one because it was a really good point of reflection. I'm joining you this morning from Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States, which is my hometown. Uh, and they're like the Grizzlies are like not the Grizzlies, but the University of Memphis is like killing everything right now. So shout out to the Tigers. I bleed blue. That is my alma mater. Um, so yeah, and I'm really, really loving the vibes this morning. Like I said, I really missed everything. So loving it and loving Chioma's interpretation and her poetry is so beautiful. And
Thank
Simon, thanks for giving us something to think about in addition this morning. I think that was really good. You helped me out. um, if you have not joined the club, everybody just wanted to remind you to do that as well this morning. Thank you, Simon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Simply A. And welcome, Evita, Destin, Digate, and my brother Johnny, Roger, Noga, Samuel, Aris. I'm going to turn off hand raising in just 1 minute. So if you want to join us on stage, this is a perfect time for you to do that if you're on Clubhouse. If you are on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your continued support to all the subscribers. I think we are so close to 2,000 subscribers, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for this little village that we've been growing. And every support to get us to that is much appreciated. I want to come to Stella now, who is an amazing supporter of the work that we are doing. And as I was saying earlier, Stella picks most of the proverbs that we discuss these days, and she also helps me with making these sessions possible, in terms of even designing some of the work that we are seeing across social media platform. So Stella, thank you so much. I know that we are about to give you a chance to interpret this proverb, but I just want you to share with us, why is this work important to you? You do it so passionately, and I feel so lucky that we actually met. So share with us why this work is important to you, and also your perspectives on this proverb and where you're joining us from. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, this is Stella. I'm joining you from Kenya. It's a beautiful evening over here. I'll start with the proverb, but first let me congratulate Chioma on the poem. It's so beautiful, and I always look forward to Wednesdays because of the beautiful
you.
poems. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. Regarding the proverb, first, to me, it really encourages me that even if something bad happens to you, even if you fall down, you should not bury your head and stay there. There's always a way out, and there's no need of feeling stuck because you can. There are so many ways that you can get yourself out of it. So yeah, that's how I interpreted the proverb. And concerning the work that I do with Simon, I think I love it so much because I enjoy doing it. When you enjoy doing something, you just put all your energy in it. You want to make sure it's successful. And yeah, I want to grow in it and I want to keep doing it. And I always look forward to it. So that's why I put all the energy and all the strength. Guys, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Stella. I appreciate it. I just appreciate every effort that you put into it is deeply appreciated, and I can't do it on my own. So having you and Steve and this village, Chioma, Simply E, thank you all for your contributions as well. Brother, thank you again for being consistent, and your support is truly amazing. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what does today's proverb mean to you?
Peace and family. This brother Earth. I'm calling from the North Carolina territory, and I'm feeling blessed today, Simon. Like I said again, man, I enjoy this platform to be able to, share the wisdom of the ancestors with one another, and get different points of view. And what I have to add to the conversation, I say simply E, was thinking along the lines of where I was thinking. And when the bird takes off from one particular point and goes into flight, which is, going to see life, have different experiences or different exposures. When it comes back to the ground or come back to the anthill, after living life or experiencing certain things, you have a totally new perspective on things you already, a situation you already been to. It gives you a totally different perspective or different understanding. And hopefully most of the time it's for the better. And that's all I had to add to the conversation to today. Peace and love. That's where I'm going to park my planes, Brother Earth.
Thank you so much. Peace and love to you, Brother Earth. I'm grateful for your contribution. And also, I just want to read Mala's contribution on YouTube. Mala says that this proverb makes me think about perception and how it masquerades as reality. Also, the danger in judging based on relation to other things in our environment. Know who, what, where you are in truth. Yeah, that's a really good one, especially in this era of social media, and also in this era of, perception is the only reality. What you see is what exists, but really what you see might not be the reality. So that's really, really deep. Thank you, Mala. Steve, how are you doing today? Where are you joining us from? And what are your perspectives on this proverb?
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Steven joining from Kenya, Kisumu. It's a beautiful evening from my end. Spent a very wonderful day with the animals at the sanctuary, and for the first time I saw a huge python swallowing an impala. So that was a bit of a moment at the sanctuary. So back to today's proverb, it's a wonderful proverb, and it teaches a lot. And my interpretation of this proverb is it teaches me not to feel bad about myself, or not to look down upon myself based on the situation where I find myself in. So I might jump out of the frying pan, thinking the heat in the frying pan is more hotter, while where I'm jumping at is more hot than the frying pan. So it's just making good use of the situation where we are in, and being positive in every situations that we find ourselves in. That's my understanding and interpretation of this proverb. Thank you once again, and back to you, Simon.
Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate your contribution as well. And the story you shared with us is so fascinating. I hope you took some pictures or a video of what you just saw. Growing up, we were told that there are places that when you're walking, you walk with a dry stick so that you can break it 9 times, because the python breaks the ribs of whatever animal it gets about 9 times. And so if it catches you and you break the stick 9 times, it will go and drink some water before it comes to actually do the swallowing. My understanding is that it drinks some water. So what you shared just reminded me about that. But also, it reminded me about another proverb that relates to today's proverb that is from our tribe. The proverb says, do not dry where you took your shower, And it seems this proverb, the one we are discussing today, that says a bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. It's telling us that you should not stay where you are. If you fly off the earth, you should land somewhere else, so that others can land on earth or land on an anthill. So, it just, what you said kept me thinking. But we'll continue on to Fred. Fred, thank you again for your consistency and your continued support. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what does today's proverb mean to you?
Good morning, everyone. I'm calling from Ohio, Akron, that is. So, it's simply E. I actually am a native Memphian and an alum. I sent you a DM on that. But with this proverb, of course, I break down the symbols. It was really quick. So as you see that I got the earth in my hand on my little icon, PTR, that's what they call it. But when I hear the word earth, I always think of the phrase of surface level. And then when I think of the flight space, especially in this proverb, it's like taking off on something. Anthill is a symbol of hard work, power, but mainly in this proverb, in depth. In depth. Look, everybody pretty much have said or kind of express what I was going to say. Where a lot of times we approach a situation from the surface level, gather what we need from it just from the surface, take off on it, but thinking we know everything, then we are brought back down to earth, and we had to go deep into that situation, take another look at it. So that symbol to the end is okay. Let's go more in depth. Let's dig in. Let's put some hard work and come up with a new perspective. So that's how I see that situation, because I've encountered that through life a lot, even from youth. You have matter of fact, that one example when I got the military, I thought I knew everything. I thought I was this grown man until another grown man who took me under his wings, i.e., I guess you could put flight on this, but he actually nurtured me and taught me certain things to take a deeper look at certain things and quit assuming. So that's a whole compass of youth coming into adulthood where you have to come back, take another look at some things, and then get grounded and go in deep on it. That's how I take that. Now you're the mic.
Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate that. Simply E, do you want to make a comment on this? Just want to check. Or you're just tapping your mic? Okay. Simply E is just tapping her mic and, very grateful for what you shared. And you are our last speaker on the stage today. And that brings us to the second giveaway. So one book has been won, and the rightful winner is Aris. And Aris, just back channel me your address, and I'll be able to ship you the book hopefully sometime today. And Fred, I did ship your book already, so I can send you the tracking number just in case. And now we want to go to the next giveaway, so pay good attention. And after that, while you guys are sending the answers, we are going to listen to the poem just one more time. So thank you again, Chioma. I'll pass you the mic.
All right. So our second giveaway. So same rules. DM Simon or type in the YouTube chat. All right. So the next question. Which Nigerian writer actually wrote this exact quote in one of his books? I'm not going to tell you the book name. But which Nigerian writer wrote this quote in one of his books? Take a wild guess. And DM Simon or write it in the chat.
Yeah, while we wait, let's listen to the poem, and then after that I'll check my DMs so that we give people a chance to research. We'll be nice and gentle.
Yeah, we'll be nice. This is also a really good one for guesses too. This is a good one for guesses. All right, so the poem. You got a little bit of money and forgot your home. Got a little bit of bling and forgot your own. Now we look so low 'cause you fly so high. Don't you remember who fixed your wings and taught you how to fly? And when the wind has had its way with you, flapping begins to hurt. When you're tired by the journeying, is it not the anthill you perch? We see you up there with your beak to the sky. You think you're far from us, but your perspective is a lie. You say you don't see us. You say you don't need us, yet it's our work in which you rely. You think, oh, so different, but you're still a passerine. All that shakara you're doing, see how crazy you look and sound. A bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Chioma. I am grateful. I'm grateful for that. And simply, I want to pass you the mic so that you can just share your closing remarks and your comments on this proverb and the poem. But also, you have rooted in love physically, so you can speak to it. I don't know if you've read any parts of it yet. I've read it many times, and then when I received it physically, I read it again. I had an interview with a local media house here in Seattle the day before yesterday, and once I arrived there, I was so nervous that I was like, I need to read this book so that I know, in case somebody has read it and they ask me a question about it, I can when you're so familiar with something, you then become unfamiliar with it, Anyway, that's my crisis.
Well, that's when you know you've done it well, because it's that means it's delightful even to you. And sometimes when we write stuff, it's not, we don't think we're writing it for ourselves, but later on, if you can enjoy it and it's opening your eyes again, that means it really means something. So yeah, that thing that's happening right now, it's perfect. It's a good thing. So let me tell you something that you did that you didn't know you did. What you did was you sent me my first birthday gift, because my birthday is Sunday. So what I decided to do was put the book that I received, I put it to the side. I said, I'm going to open this up on Sunday for my birthday, because it's really officially the first birthday gift that I got this year. So I'm going to open the book on Sunday and have some time with it and be able to read it as my first birthday gift.
Happy birthday. Oh, happy early birthday, Simply.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. I really, and it's going to be a good day too, right? I don't do much anymore, especially since we've gone into COVID. I haven't really warmed back up to kind of moving around as much. So this is going to be, I'll have that book with me on my birthday, and this will be kind of like my first time having a planned outing. So I'll crack the book open before I leave out for the day, and then probably close with the book as well. So I'm excited, Simon.
Thank you so much. Everything you said mean a lot to me, and happy early birthday as well. And thank you. There's so much conversations that we've had, offline around this book with you, Simply E, that has really encouraged me. And you being an artist, what kind of blood, sweat, and tears goes into bringing anything to life and manifesting it. So I'm really grateful. I'm really, really grateful for your support. You've been wonderful.
I'm grateful as well. It's a dual thing, trust and believe me. I was upset with myself yesterday because I was like, why did you say you were going to wait till Sunday? And so I wanted to take a peek at it, but I said, no, I'm going to wait.
Anyhow, so I waited for a little bit and I haven't seen any answer. This question seemed so simple to us, but it might be too tricky for someone got
simple,
it.
y'all. It's very simple. It's a
Yeah,
very well-known writer.
yeah,
I
someone
did
got it.
Did
Someone
someone
got
get
it. Yeah. Sharon Moni Rose is your friend, right? Did you give her the tip?
I did not give her no tip. I did not, I swear.
Okay, so this election was not rigged, huh?
No, not at all, not at all. Shouldn't be known. Shouldn't be known.
Okay. Anyhow, Sharon, just send me a DM on Instagram or a back channel here on Clubhouse, and also send me your address. That way I can make sure you get the book as soon as possible. And thank you, Chioma, for being generous with your time. Despite your schedule, you've always made the time every Wednesday for us to make this possible, and I truly appreciate it. One day when you're in Kenya, we will slaughter a chicken or a goat for you. Yeah, anyhow, thank you so much. Yeah. Go ahead and share with us how people can stay connected with you, and also how we can support your work.
Okay, all right. Y'all can just stay connected to me via IG or on here. My IG is chioma.cherie. Yeah, feel free to like DM me, follow. I might be a little slow at responding, but you can feel free to, reach out to me on there. You can support me by supporting this space, supporting Simon, supporting Rooted in Love. You can also support me just through like resources. If you see anything that like interests me, that may interest me in terms of like writing, I am looking to publish a book. I'm speaking this into existence, and I know that I will definitely like need help and support in that area. I'm also really just looking more for like writing communities. So if you know of any, you can provide support in any way, feel free. Or if you just want to talk about, poetry, talk about words. I love that kind of stuff like inspires me. So yeah, you can definitely support me in those different ways.
Hey Chioma, speaking about writing, I am in the process of planning a writing retreat in Kenya with I'm serious. Yeah, with a professor from Seattle University. She's African American, and she actually edited Rooted in Love. She was one of the people that did the whole edit of the first copy of Rooted in Love before I sent it to another editor. So if you read the book, you'll see her name there. Her name is Angelique. So
listen, let's go early so I can get my papers and stuff together. My I need to renew my passport.
Yeah, and I can't wait, because I also have a number of writing or books that I've been dreaming of, and just getting Rooted in Love out in the world has taught me a lot, and I can't wait to share what I have learned, and also I can't wait to do other projects and just continue sharing our stories, because the idea is, if you don't tell your story, who else will do it for you, Yeah, so with that, we are coming to the tail end of our conversation. Now, the three things that I'm hoping you can take away from our time together today. Actually, before I go there, Sharon, who won this book, the second book, Sharon, please send me a DM. I just want to make sure we don't leave this, because when we end this room, the chat disappear. So you should send me a back channel or an Instagram message, or Chioma can actually connect us. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyhow, so the first takeaway is acknowledge your feelings and give yourself time to grieve. The second takeaway is analyze what went wrong and learn from your mistakes. And the third takeaway is get back up and start again with a new attitude. And those are the takeaways that I took from this proverb. A bird that flies off the earth and lands on an anthill is still on the ground. This is a Nigerian proverb. And also, there's so much that you can learn if you listen to this entire conversation. On YouTube, of course, we are live now. Subscribe and support the channel, and push the thumbs up button, so that when we are live, Again, you will catch us. Tomorrow I'm going to be here with Gogo Rutendo Ngara, so join us. And also, check out my Instagram profile. There's a link tree that will lead you to Rooted in Love, so that you can grab a copy of it if you didn't win, or if you want to get it as a gift for someone that you value. And then lastly, in the month of April, the whole month of April, we are not going to be doing the daily African proverbs. I'm going to take the time off to continue pushing the Rooted in Love book, and also just to re-energize myself, because we have Africa Day in May, and I'm also organizing Madaraka Festival in August. So I just want to be able to take that time off and get caught up on a number of things as well that I need to get caught up on. So if you don't see us in April, remember to stay tuned, because we will be sharing a lot of the current content that we're producing. We will be, editing some of these videos and sharing them on Instagram and TikTok. So every day we will still be pushing a lot of content with value, but we will not be live streaming. So I just want you to know early, in order for you to, not be surprised. So with that, thank you again. And Chioma, have a nice day. Thank you again for making the time for us to be here together. I could not hear the last few words that you said.
I was just saying thank you, Simon, and thank you, everybody.
Of course. Take care, Chioma. Bye, everyone.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington.